Hey, I'm glad you could join me for the first in the series of zombie mode strategy guides on the map Kino Der Toten. This guide is aimed at getting you into the high 20s and early 30s. So without further ado, let's get part 1 started. You start off in the lobby of the main map with a pistol and a combat knife. 2 more guns hail in this room, but you should abstain from buying either gun, as it will cost you points that you're going to need later in this game. If you're playing with 4 players, assign each player to a window and tell them to stick to it. Nobody likes someone who steals another person's zombies. You'll see that I'm trying to purposely down myself by jumping on my friend here, and contrary to popular belief, this does nothing. I'm kind of impartial with the window adjacent to the staircase because it has a decent flow of zombies, and you have an escape route if need be. You'll notice that each of the 4 players has a little board keeping score of the points gained by each player. The actual in-game person that they are in relation to that player is as follows. White is player 1 and is Tank Dempsey. Blue is player 2 and is Nikolai Belinsky. Yellow is player 3 and is Takeo Masaki. And last but not least, green is player 4 and is Dr. Richtofen. When playing the game, if you want to maximize the points you're getting over other players, shoot them 5 times in the lower abdomen or legs and then knife them. Even though the zombies can be slaughtered in just a single knife, I advise you use this method to gain an extra 50 points over your just knifing or an extra 130 points over your just shooting allies. This little trick will get you 180 points from each zombie and a little jealousy from your friends. It's also worth noting that you should move to the right or the left of the zombies in order to hit multiple zombies with a single bullet. Not only will this allow you to bank as much ammo as possible, there's the added bonus of the bullet only doing half the damage through each zombie it passes. If your teammates get downed in these early rounds, attempt to revive them, but not at the cost of your own health. If 2 or more teammates are downed and you are still in the lobby, leave them. Buy a gun off the wall or open a few doors. You will not be able to fend off the zombies intended for 4 people with just a pistol and a lowly knife. For future rounds, it should be noted that shots needed to ready a zombie for a knife gets larger as the health of the zombies increases. The shots it's going to take to kill a zombie are as follows. Round 1, 6 shots to the chest. Through to wave 2, 10 bullets. Into round 3, the zombies can take a whooping 21 pistol shots, and round 4, 25 plus. When you eventually run out of ammo, you're going to want to let the zombies in to try and obtain a max ammunition. One of 6 power-ups obtainable on this map. The first of the 6 is max ammunition. It is my favorite power-up, as it reloads all ammunition excluding that this is already in the magazine. With this, it is advised all players reload before obtaining this power-up. When in use, max ammo not only replenishes ammo, but monkey bombs, claymores, and grenades. The second of the 6 power-ups is insta-kill. This power-up makes any sort of attack with any weapon lethal. It is advised that if you are in lower rounds or a few zombies in your path, that you knife them for more points. This power-up is temporary. The third of the 6 power-ups is Fire Sale. This power-up causes mystery boxes to spawn in each of the 9 spots, and the cost of opening each box is 10 points. It would also be worthy to note that 2 more ray guns are available when Fire Sale is active, allowing all 4 players to obtain this deadly weapon. The fourth of the 6 power-ups is Carpenter. Carpenter causes all the windows to be boarded up instantly. 200 points will also be gained by all the players once all the windows have been boarded sufficiently. The fifth of the 6 power-ups is Nuke. It will eliminate all zombies currently spawned on the map, however have no effect on unspawned zombies. It will also award 400 points to each player. The 6th and final power-up is Double Points. Double Points doubles all the point values for damaging or killing all zombies or hellhounds, as well as boarding up windows. Once you become overwhelmed by a zombie horde or a dog round is in effect around round 5, move up the stairs and open the door on the right-hand side. Move swiftly through this room and open up the next door. The door should be opened according to funds acquired, leaving the person with the second most points to open the first door, and the person with the most points to open the second. We're going to stake out in this room for a couple more rounds. Dog rounds start every 4 to 7 rounds. This means you can encounter a dog round at round 4, and then once more at round 11. However, during dog rounds, you may use your best weapons to kill the dogs that are present, as there will always be a maximum ammunition dropped by the final dog of the round. There are no zombies during the dog round, only hellhounds. Hellhounds do not enter through windows, they teleport to the players. A good strategy for these rounds is to gather your allies and crouch in a corner. Without Juggernaut, a perk we'll get onto later, it will take a total of 3 hits to kill you. All players shooting, it is fairly rare in early dog rounds for a player to go down. However, if a player should go down, beware of reviving due to the fact that you are vulnerable from behind and on your flanks. If 2 more players go down, make an immediate effort to revive at least one. It is hard to survive a dog round without a decent weapon. Once the final dog has been eliminated, have all players reload and obtain their maximum ammunition.
Beware, if when any creature on this map drops a power-up and you are in the midst of knifing it, the power-up will instantly be used, and that may not be to your strategic advantage. Okay, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Once you enter this room, move down the stairs and on the right-hand side, buy the MP40. Have all players purchase this gun and assign 2 to the staircase you just descended from, 1 player to the 2 windows at the base, and a single player to the blue room that is on your left-hand side when entering the room. The person at this room is advised to spend the majority of their time at his or her window, but also to assist those monitoring the staircase as well. Remain here boarding up windows and maintaining zombies until you simply cannot handle it anymore, or you reach round 9. Then once again, if you have the best 2 moneymakers, open the next 2 doors on the stage. When you reach the stage, it is advised that you remain there for another round with the power off. Assign a player to the far window, usually he or she who has the most funds, and assign 3 people to the door you just entered from, giving 1 player the priority of the small window that is hidden by the door in the corner. All 3 players should shoot and move backwards if overwhelmed to the far wall. If this is the case and 1 more player goes down, by all means turn on the power and get out of there. Remaining in the stage area is a death trap. Once power has been restored, link the first half of the teleporter by stepping on it and pressing X, then moving up the center passage through the theater into the lobby, and activating the second part. Although, this is a secondary thing. The first thing you should do is obtain Juggernog. It is located at the far end of the theater and is most vital.
There are 4 perks located on Kino Der Toten. The first of the 4 is Juggernog. It increases the hits you can take before needing a revive, from the original 2 to about 4 or 5 depending on the wave, and from dogs from 3 to 6. You can also survive movement through traps with a dazed and damaged effect. It costs 2,500 and should be your first priority. The second of the 4 perks is Speed Cola. Located in the room just before the dressing room, it costs 3,000 and is your second priority after obtaining a decent gun and Juggernog. Just like the perk in multiplayer, Sleight of Hand, this perk allows you to reload in half the time as well as repair barriers slightly faster. The third of the 4 perks is Quick Revive. It is located in the lobby and costs 1,500. The perk allows you to revive a player in half the time. Often coupled with Juggernog, you will be able to revive an alley with enough time to survive. If your team goes down a lot, get it. If you go down a lot, forget it. This perk is not a priority and should be obtained second to last. The last of the 4 perks is Double Tap Root Beer. This perk is located in the alley of the map and increases the fire rate by 33%. Semi-automatic weapons do benefit, but it will go unnoticed by those who don't have a quick trigger finger. Coupled with any gun, Double Tap Root Beer will cause your ammo supply to deplete at an alarming rate. It costs 2,000 and is advised that you never obtain this perk. During the rounds after the power has been restored, the only door that should remain shut is the one on the far side of the stage. This is vital for later rounds. You should now ensure that you have time to stock up for future waves by making sure that there is at least 1 zombie alive at the end of the round. We dub this Last Zombie. Assign a single player the job of distracting the zombie while your team obtains their perks and guns. The player that is distracting the zombie should run a loop around a small area to keep the zombie preoccupied. Crawlers will bleed out after a certain time period, and such as, at higher rounds, keep 2 zombies alive. And even though they are faster, one that hasn't been damaged is better as it will last longer. Be sure while entertaining the zombie to patch up vital windows at choke points. Your next priority is to obtain a decent weapon from the mystery box. The mystery box is a nomadic chest that produces a random weapon for 950 points. Should you open this box, obtain any weapon it gives you over your pistol and opt for an automatic weapon. Guns are subjected to playstyle and opinion, but these highly sought after guns are said to be the best. They are in descending order from usefulness. First is the Thunder Gun, second is the HK-21, third is the Ray Gun, fourth is the RPK, fifth is the Galil, and sixth is the AUG. These guns contain the highest ammo capacity and damage of all the guns. When a teddy bear appears over the random box, the box will then relocate itself to one of the 9 areas. The small map above the mystery box will have a single green light designating where the mystery box is. Should the mystery box roam to an alley or a room next to the stage, go back to the lobby and open the doors moving to the room, leaving the door next to the stage closed. Skill levels vary within any team. Those who are starting zombies are obviously not going to have the same experience of veteran zombie hunters. I suggest often moving to the next section of the map before you get overwhelmed, often 1 or 2 rounds earlier than I have previously said. But if you follow this strategy and adapt it to suit your playing style, you should have a foolproof way to get to round 10. Now the real test starts. Move on to the next tutorial to get into the high 20s and early 30s.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. There you'll find the latest updates from our premier directors and the Machinima Respawn team.